Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. I've chosen to talk about some stories that I think if you're in this space, it's very important. There is an announcement coming out of Cardano. Also, regulation. Yeah, we are going to hear what the latest is from Gary Gensler. And if you are a person who expected to get the Songbird token but haven't received it yet, I have a video that I think will be very insightful. And Ashish Birla, he's the general manager at Ripple. He had a very profound statement that he made in an article that he wrote, and it's a perfect segue into the Lightning Network information I want to update you on. This is the Strike app that is going to be integrated into Twitter for tipping. I think it's important that you really know the dirty details. Well, the market, it is off. It is off by about 4.5%. Total market cap, 1.86 trillion. Total volume in DeFi is still very strong, 17.6%. Only 4 tokens in the top 100 are in the green. And there is one I really want you to look at way over here, which is Cody. Cody is ranked 121. They were up as high as 14% today. They're on a DAG protocol, which is a little bit different. It's high speed, but different than the ledger-based blockchains. But we're not going to get into that. What we're going to get into is why we had this price action. Well, it was connected to the Cardano summit with the announcement. They announced that Cody is going to issue this crypto-backed algorithmic stablecoin called djed. And it is really a wonderful enhancement to the ever-building ecosystem of ADA. I'm telling you, there is going to be a lot of really great things happening with that project. And while the builders keep building, Gensler keeps talking. Yeah, he talked virtually at the Code 2021 panel today. Too bad he didn't get to sit in one of those famous red chairs, which they are known for. But Barron's reported that even though he never quite said that he intends to bring all of crypto under the SEC, he did come close. So he really believes that it is a space that won't end well unless it is more regulated. Well, I can tell you, he's got problems elsewhere too. Citadel spoke to Robinhood during GME, that is GameStop's short squeeze, so the court documents reveal. The reason why this is so important is because it tells us that the CEO of Citadel lied when he spoke to Congress. So Maxine Waters definitely needs to call on the Department of Justice, and Gary Gensler needs to look into collusion, because that is what damages investors. And speaking of Maxine Waters, well, rumors are swirling, and they're swirling according to Ron Hammond, who used to be at Ripple, but he is now on the Hill. And the rumors are Gensler will be asked to be in front of the financial services in October. I can tell you for sure the questions he's going to get this time are going to be much harder. This week, on Wednesday, you can watch a live webcast that will talk about technology reshaping the banking system. But you know, I went and looked through the memorandum. This talks kind of an outline as to what will be discussed. Not one word of DeFi, not one word. How can you talk about technology in the reshaping of the banking system and not cover DeFi? The interesting thing about this also is that since the crackdown from Beijing on exchanges in China, the buzz and the need to know about how to do DeFi from China is really on the rise. So I am just sure that anybody who saw the birth of the Songbird token yesterday And if you really understand what is happening, definitely you were moved. This chart is just within the few first minutes of when Songbird went live. I can tell you that it's trading just under 40 cents right now, but I want to remind you that this testing is necessary. And once the Flare mainnet goes live, it's going to be a monster. And if you didn't get your Songbird, well, I want you to listen to the CTO and co-founder of Celsius Network. I think the reason why this is insightful is because there are many exchanges that use Fireblocks, and he talks about how this is part of the process to be evaluated before they are distributed. Have a listen.
So there is a distribution of a native token called Songbird for the Canary network. It's not one-to-one with the Spark. I think it's like 15% of what the Spark token was. So for us to support it, we need to make sure several things happen. One is that we're working with the Flare network to secure those tokens. We need to make sure we actually have these tokens before we can guarantee it to our community. But that's the easy part. The second part is that our MPC provider, our custodian Fireblocks, needs to support that chain in order for us to distribute it back to you. This will take time. It's a new chain. They need to do due diligence. They need to check the security, the safety, the stability of that network before they actually set it up. And this will take some time. I don't know how much time, but probably months. Once Fireblocks is supporting that chain, then Celsius need to get to work and support that chain from the Celsius system side. So this will take a little bit more. Once this is done, then the Songbird will become a legit token in your account that you can withdraw. So this is the process. It's like any other token, any other new coin. All I need is some patience. We're not here to steal your coins or tokens. We are Celsius. Right now, you should know that we are doing everything for you.
So I imagine that this is probably what a lot of the exchanges are facing. I do know that Fireblocks is working with many exchanges, and I think it just is what it is. And I'm sorry to for those that didn't self-custody, that's a good lesson for all of us to learn how important self-custody is. But I think eventually, I saw a poll where 63% of those that thought they would receive Songbird have not as of yet. I think that is going to get better, but listening to Newt Goldstein here, I do think it's going to take more time for some of those exchanges. All right, Ashish Burla, this is the general manager at Ripple, and he wrote a very good article about crypto liquidity, that it is ready to eat cross-border payments lunch. And we're not talking about if, we're talking about now when. So I want to talk about this because the liquidity is exactly what the Strike app is trying to tap into with Bitcoin. And Bitcoin liquidity is very good. And Strike is trying to solve that problem of moving money. And they are going to incorporate it in Twitter with these tips using the app. But I want you to really understand the serious deficiencies. And not because I'm trying to point out that Strike is bad. No, I'm just trying to point out that what glitters is not gold. However, when you compare it to the XRP ledger and XRP, I just don't understand why they are sticking to this particular sidechain. It's a layer 2 solution, and it has pre-funded channels, okay? Follow me on that. It doesn't work unless you pre-fund these payment channels first. And those channels are expensive to open and they're expensive to close. And I'm telling you that it's not available all over the world, at least in not my part of the world. And I just live in a little city called Tokyo, but Strike is not available. There is a really good portion of a video where Jack Mallers was on Pomp's channel, on his YouTube channel, and he talks exactly how the workflow goes with the Lightning Strike Twitter tipping. You need to see that this is tapping into an account, and they are going to use BTC on this second layer, which is 100% centralized. They're going to use BTC as a bridge. All right, have a listen.
What if I allowed you to link your checking account or your debit card, just like you do for Cash App or Venmo, and allowed you to use this monetary network under the hood to gain instant, free, global benefits that it gives you? So let's walk through a remittance example. If I'm sending money from the US to Japan, I have my Chase checking account linked. Strike is going to debit the money from my Chase checking account. I send $100 to Japan. Strike behind the scenes is going to take $100 out of my Chase account. I don't need to know what Bitcoin is, how it works. I don't need to think it's going up or down. I just have my checking account linked. Strike takes $100, programmatically converts it into Bitcoin on the Lightning Network, zips that value across oceans, across borders, all the way to Japan. And that physical value, that physical bare digital instrument Bitcoin is going to get from the United States in this gorgeous fucking women's closet into Japan in 1 second and at no cost. And then we just convert it into Japanese yen, because it's the only digital bare instrument global commodity that has the liquidity profile in every single currency 24/7. So we go from dollars, Bitcoin, bang, Japanese yen, give them the Japanese yen. And all of a sudden, nobody knows Bitcoin was involved in that. And Bitcoin, the asset, and whether it's the better version of gold or not, doesn't matter. We're just using it, the network, to make for more efficient global singular monetary standard settlement. And that's the most innovative thing of all time. I mean, are you kidding me?
Not only is it the most innovative thing of all time, I think what people don't really understand here is what you've built with Strike is global infrastructure.
Well, the most innovative thing of all time was Ripplenet using XRP as a bridge currency. You know, you need to know, this is only available with iOS to start. It doesn't work as a web application, nor does it work with Android. Okay, it might in the future soon. I don't know, but Ripplenet is secure. Ripplenet is totally secure. I want to introduce to you a Bitcoin developer. He's at MIT, and this is Taj Drija. And he is going to, in his words, tell you that Lightning Network is susceptible to fraud and malicious attacks. And in addition to the pre-funding, there are routing fees. So don't be fooled that it's free, because it costs money to open up those payment channels, and those nodes providers, they charge these routing fees among each other. And the biggest problem with the security is that you must be online at all times. And when you use your private keys to sign in, you are making it possible to steal coins if the computer is compromised. And then if you go offline, well, it has its own set of problems. You see, the two parties from the payment channels, to close the channel, they can pocket funds while the other one is away. So if you have the channel open and your buddy on the other side who you don't know, it's not a trustless environment, but they decide to close and go offline, you have actually the ability to then steal that Bitcoin that is sitting in that channel. This is known as a fraudulent channel close. And they also can force expiration of the transactions. This is maybe the greatest systemic risk when using the Lightning Network. If a malicious party creates numerous channels and forces them to expire at the same time, which would broadcast out on the blockchain, the congestion would cause to be overwhelming, and the capacity of the blocks just can't handle it. And so that malicious attacker might use the congestion to steal funds from parties who are unable to withdraw their funds due to congestion. So I know there is a lot of Bitcoin maximalists that think this is the best solution since sliced bread. But bottom line, this network needs many improvements. And that is why I don't understand why they're not using the XRP ledger, because it is far superior. Just crazy that they think they have invented a bridge currency. Unbelievable. All right, everybody, we are jumping to the fluff, and it is to take a quick peek at what they're doing with the retro trains. They are turning them into offices here in Japan. I love this concept. They are taking the trains and putting them in all sorts of different places. This one happens to be in a station in Kanagawa, which is not far from Tokyo. They rent by the hour. But sticking to trains, there is a really fun promotion. This is a promotion called a full moon pass. If you and another person, your partner, has a combined age of 88 years or more, you can choose between a 5-day, a 7-day, or a 12-day first class, which is called the green car, on and off pass on many of the bullet trains. I think this is just great. They're going to start selling these the 1st of October. You can go all the way till June 2022 to use it. And the passes are just incredibly affordable. A 5-day pass for $700, a 7-day pass for just a little bit more, and the 12-day pass is about $1,200. But you have to remember, you can get on, get off, and you are in first class. How about that? Very, very fun. And the last little image I want to leave with you is some of the attention to detail that is here in Japan. This is a beautiful wood cover for a vending machine to fit into its landscape in a very, very nice way. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.